Mayor, 7 o'clock, you're gonna get started.
Okay. Everyone's here. Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
Does anybody have a flag? I do not. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Eleanor.
All right, good job, Eleanor. Roll call, please.
Mayor Kapadas.
Here.
Mrs. Passio. Here. Mr. Ranieri.
Here.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Here.
Mr. Shapiro.
Here.
Mrs. Kelly. Here. Mr. Farrell.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Basor.
Here.
Yes. And Ms. Straley. Here.
All right.
Joyce, are we recording?
Oh, darn.
Your last one, Joyce.
Even wrote it this time.
Thank you,
This
John.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 5th, 2022, and emailed to the registered post on January 5th, 2022, and on January 28th, 2022, outlining the process for a Zoom call. First order of business is approval of minutes. A motion is in order for the approval of minutes of the December 29th, 2021, and January 4th, 2022 reorganization and regular meetings submitted by the clerk, as each member has received copies of the same. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
For a second?
I'll second it.
A motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Ranieri. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Reports.
Okay, we have a lot because we have them from last month too, that we never got to. I have the report of the construction official. This is actually for the month of December. The amount of money collected for the borough was $6,383.94. Total collected for the borough for the year, $89,258.01, which is considerably down from the past. All monies were turned over to the treasurer. I have the report of the construction office for the month of December. A total of $12,759 was collected in COs and zoning permits. And for January, a total of $8,857 was collected for the same items. All monies were turned over to the treasurer. I reported the tax collector for the month of December, a total of $270,301.98 was collected in taxes. And in sewer rentals for December, $24,648.59. And for January, in taxes, a total of $3,367,436.82 was collected. And in sewer rentals, $77,613.98 was collected. I have the treasurer's report from December. Total current fund receipts for the month were $474,854.20. I have the report of the Registrar of Vital Statistics for the month of December. A total of $1,694 was collected. And for the month of January, $2,356 was collected. And it's all for death copies, marriage licenses, and marriage and birth copies. And all those monies were turned over to the treasurer. The report of the borough clerk for the month of December, a total of $265.20 was collected for street openings and certified lists. And in January, a total of $4,572 was collected for various licenses, and of course, animal licenses started again. All those monies were turned over to the treasurer. I have the report of the police department for the month of, this is for January. A total of $25 was collected for accident discovery and solicitor reports. All those monies were turned over to the treasurer. I have the report of the fire captain for the month of December. There were 207 incidents. Year-to-date incidents, 2,307, split between EMS and fire. Emergency medical services, total for December, $36,590.97, with the year's total of $276,589.27. And I have the monthly report from the fire marshal. I have the fire fees collected for, did we give them one for December? For December, $3,440. And there were 96 inspections completed and 1 fire investigation. Now, for the month of January, the amount collected in fire fees was $2,498, and there were 51 inspections completed. And there's an annual, I don't know, Eleanor, if you want to read the annual report for the fire marshal or not, or you want me to read it?
Your volume's off, Eleanor. You're muted.
Unmute.
I did that at the January meeting.
Okay. Okay, and I think that's it for now.
Okay,
That's all that I have.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion to accept the reports as read?
I'll make a motion to accept the reports as read. I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Pasco, second by Ms. Kelly, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Reports should be filed. Next we have committee reports. We'll start at the top, finance. Mr.
Thank
Renier.
you, Mayor, Council. Good evening, everybody. The mayor, myself, Eleanor, and Shelley had our January finance meeting on the 19th. All went well, and here are a few of the highlights from the meeting. Landfill costs are a concern moving forward in all communities, not just ours. In addition to all of the green and sustainable benefits that we gain when we recycle. We used to get paid to get rid of a lot of our recycling waste. Now it's going to be costing the borough and the residents additional funds. We have some projections. Can I just estimate the projections, Nick? That's all right, Dan? Anywhere between $100,000 and $200,000 additional fees to get rid of the recycling materials. Which everybody, yes.
If I can, we're paying $5 a ton for recycles. I believe it's going up to $70 a ton.
Oh yeah, it's astronomical. Something we have to deal with, and as we're getting ready to get our tax rate in order, it's just one of the things that we have to look at. One of the unforeseen. It's been foreseen, but it's unfortunate that we have to deal with it. But as we move forward, we'll find some other ways to deal with this. I'm sure, that's a whole different topic, but we have to find ways to get rid of and actually recycle and utilize the materials. There's no reason why we shouldn't. I don't know why it's costing so much, but I will find out. And why there's not a better program out there for us. Just because China stopped buying all these products, I'm not sure why we're in such a mess, but I'm sure we'll turn it around eventually. I'm going to keep moving forward. Mayor and Council will be, we're going to look into all the opportunities to reduce our costs as they all become available and move forward and become more green and sustainable. Our annual finance statement is currently under review with Bowman, and we are looking for completion Friday the 4th. Pretty sure no later than the 5th we'll be getting that. Our annual debt statement was filed on time. I've referred to our debt to asset ratio many times in the past, and we like to keep an eye on that. It's our debt to asset ratio is slightly under 1.6%, which is a very good number. That usually helps us with our rates that we get for our municipal bonds when we finance, and it also improves our overall standing. We're in very good shape as far as that goes. Here's a few more dates that are worth talking about. February 10th, our UCC report is due for submission. And finally, our 2022 budget is due in by April 1st. At that point, we'll be able to get our tax rate now down and hopefully deliver some good news regarding our 2022 municipal tax rate. Outside of finance, our Green and Sustainable website is getting ready to launch. We've made a lot of progress with that. And I am meeting with a solar provider tomorrow at the Harry Williams building. And we're getting closer to having our very first solar-powered municipal building. And that's very exciting to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people. And the rest is progress.
All right, John, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The one thing I did want to add is, since we keep pointing out some lost revenues, is I think that we haven't discussed in detail the American Relief money we're getting, but I just want to reiterate it with Shelley hearing it. I think if there's a possibility for us for using some of those funds to plug in some of the lost revenue, I think that would be important to help us out. I do agree that these additional costs that are going to happen next year are going to hurt us with this recycling and some of these extra costs. So we have to do whatever we can to be prepared for it. So just wanted to add that. Thanks, John. Public safety. Ellen.
Thank you, Mayor. The monthly report for January 2022 for the fire marshal. The January fire fees collected were $2,498. There were 51 total inspections, no fire lane violations, and no fire investigations. For the EMS, we had 213 incidents. 52 of that were for fire. We had $16,641.29 in fees collected. That is not a clear total. We are still waiting for one more fee to come in. So I'll report on that next month. Unfortunately, we had a very high response to Gloucester Township again this month. And it was my hope that once they hired in Spira, we wouldn't be going there as often as we have been. As you know, we let them know that we would only be going there on cardiac situations. But anyhow, 27 times this month, that's almost one time a day, we were in Gloucester Township. 100 of these incidents were in Runnemede. Okay, we know that. But Belmar, we did 13 runs, 27 in Gloucester Township. I'm very disappointed in that. I thought Inspira would step up to the plate, but actually they haven't. So what are you gonna do? Anyhow, I was just disappointed in that. And hopefully maybe next month Inspira will take charge and get responsible. And we'll see. We're keeping track of it. That's what we're doing. Our police have been very busy month. 908 calls this month. 316 traffic summonses were issued. There were 18 motor vehicle crashes, 69 arrests, only 26 hours of overtime. No Narcan, no bike patrol, no DWI patrol in overtime. So they did a lot with only 26 hours of overtime. And I'm very proud of what our police and our EMS are doing on behalf of our people. And property maintenance. There's an issue about residents not clearing off their sidewalks within 24 hours of a snowstorm. And a lot of our residents are aged, and they really can't do it themselves. So they really do depend on volunteers to help them out. And I thought we had a volunteer group, like the Boy Scouts, and I thought we had those people on call. but apparently not. And there was some issues that were raised by some residents about people not shoveling off their sidewalks. Now, this comes under Buck too. And I don't know if Buck is able to get around to the town and see whose sidewalks aren't shoveled off within that 24 hours. But I'm certainly going to be reminding him that he should be looking at that a little bit more carefully. So we had 7 complaints. We had 3 re-inspections. CO inspections were 18. Re-inspections for COs were 16. That was it. No court summonses. So he's being very, how do you say, friendly with our residents. He's not bringing them into court unless it's egregious. So that's it. I don't have a fire company report. I'm assuming I will get that tomorrow. So I will report on that for next month. And that's it, Mayor. Do you want me to talk about D2 now, or do you want me to wait?
Give everybody a quick overview of that so they know what we're up against.
All right. The JIF has hired D2 cybersecurity. Now, here's the deal. We have to do this training. It's not a choice. It has to be done. It has to be done by everyone who works for the borough. This is because of the ransom and the big cybersecurity issues that other towns have had. We can't negate the fact that we haven't had this, but it's really gonna happen, and we have to be prepared. So D2 was hired by the JIF to work with all the municipalities in the Camden County JIF to make sure that everybody that works for the borough will get these 90 minutes of training. Has to be done by July. There's 12 sections that have to be done. They're about 15 minutes each. Not overwhelming. Some are only 5 minutes each. But each time that you go in and take this session of training, and it's all online, there will be actions that you will have to take and questions that you will have to answer. So it's something that you just have to be aware of and do it. And if you don't, it's my head that'll be hanging, because I'm the fund commissioner. It's my responsibility to make sure everybody does this. So don't put me in a bad spot, because when I go to those fund commissioner meetings, they look at you a little strange, especially John Seville. You know John. He's very proper, and he wants things to be done the proper way. So please help me out, guys. You know, take these lessons. The links will be given to us probably starting next week or so. You'll have to July to do it. Plenty of time. And please do it. Mayor, I'm pleading.
I think we're going to be fine, Eleanor. I think, so once again, anybody with an email address can respond. No worries.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Eleanor. Okay, public events. Mr. Bass.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so let's see. We have no senior meeting this month will be taking place due to the increase of COVID among the seniors. So hopefully next month, and looking forward to it. There's also going to be a Rabies Clinic, which will be Saturday, March 19th at the Harry Williams from 10 to 12. And the Women's Club is always there accepting any and all donations for the animals. And right now, Mayor and Council, I'm going to say progress with the rest.
Can I ask Patty a question?
Sure.
Patty, the seniors, their monthly meeting, have they considered Zoom or getting together to do a Zoom meeting?
That would never happen. That could
Sure?
never. Yeah.
Probably a lot of them don't have computers or anything, wouldn't you think?
Do they have phones? If they have phones.
That,
It'd be tough on them, John, believe me, I know.
and that's not what they're interested in, John. What they're interested in is getting out of the house, coming and having, because the borough, mayor and council gives them a luncheon every month. They look forward to that luncheon. They look forward to spending time with other seniors. So it's,
Well, unfortunately, let me just say that as time moves forward, if they're continually missing because of the pandemic, let's consider educating them. And I have a handful of people that would be willing to help them download what they need on their iPhones, from the App Store, to help them start to join some of our public meetings and any of the senior meeting itself and the caucus and everything else. If this becomes a way of life, we're just going to have to move forward and get a little more IT savvy, everybody. That's all.
yeah, it's not going to happen with my seniors that are there right now. It'll never be successful with them. I've tried so many things.
Don't ever say never.
Well, I know them, so they're looking forward to to coming to the meetings, and I know that that's going to happen again. So.
Well, I'm going to put it out there. Anybody want to on to a senior who is bored and wants to get involved in the community, I'll get them ready to go. I'll put it out there. My number's public. Thank you.
Well, thank you, John. And if all the seniors have iPhones, I think it might be a good idea, but I think some of them still have flip phones. If they didn't have, so, engineering, Mr. Farrell.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm going to go with Mark's report. It was kind of extensive last week. I thought he did a great job on it. All the rest progress.
Right. Thank you. Okay, Public Works, Mr. Lovenstein.
Hang on 1 second here, I got to plug in here before I lose my power.
Maybe he's a senior too. Are you a senior at this point, Lovenstein?
Yes, I am a senior, but I'm pretty learned as far as power, but I do have to plug in. All right, as far as Public Works, they were busy with a snowstorm over the weekend. I rode around with Mr. Wozunk on Sunday. The roads look pretty good. Yes, they could have been a little bit better, but I thought Public Works did a good job with getting to all the roads. We had a couple of complaints, I get them, but I thought they did a nice job. And they're up and down my street, and the hilly streets, they really pay attention to the detail. On my street, there's a hill, and it's not because it's my street, but on my street, at the bottom of my hill, there's a lot of extra salt on both sides. You guys know where I live. So you know that they're paying attention to the details. So I thought they did just a wonderful job with it. And as far as everything else, the rest is product.
All right, thank you, Craig. Yes, and I think they did do a great job too. And we're always going to get some people who are not going to be satisfied, but the circumstance, it's a lot of roads, there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of issues. I do think they do the best they can do.
We did have one resident try to say that we need a snow route, snow emergency route. But where would, like, if we did it on 3rd Avenue, where would all the cars be parked? People don't have driveways. It's just the design of the town. We'd like to have that. We'd like to have all the cars off the street, but it's just not going to work.
Yeah, it's definitely something we've been thinking about. Patty, did you have something else you want to say?
No, I do. I just want to commend the guys. I mean, they were up 24 hours, doing our streets, and they did a fantastic job. For the amount of snow that we had, it was fantastic. Thank you guys. Thank you, Public Works. Thank you, Craig. And thank you, Harry.
All right, thanks, Patty. Okay, we'll go into Parks and Recreation. Mr. Sabiro?
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I'm going to rely on my caucus report. Not much going on since everything was canceled this weekend for recreation for the kids, and Public Works was working on the streets, and I think they did a good job also. If there's not any questions, I'll just say progress.
Okay, thank you. All right, the biggest moment of the night, solicitor's report. You have 45 minutes, sir.
Excuse me? You know, I talked way too much on the phone with you today to be having that type of, I won't say harassment, but grief is a better word you're giving me. I hope everybody saw the other Eleanor make an appearance. I told her that there is only room for one at this meeting, and it was not her. So, Joyce, when you review the tape, you'll see a special visitor during your reports at the beginning. Nothing really for public consumption at this time. We have a couple things happening behind the scenes. When there's something to report to council, we will do that, but otherwise, progress. So I have 44 minutes left, Mayor, in case there's any questions.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. I don't think we're at you. Engineers report, my second favorite one. Here we go, Mr. Bayshore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to rely mostly on my report from last week's caucus. We did have a virtual meeting today with some South Jersey Gas representatives to talk about the potential easement along the bike path for the gas line. And we're still in some negotiations regarding the cost of that. And when we hear something further, I'll report back on that.
So Mark, no response after what we said. How did I do, Mark? Was I nice and tough, or was I pushing back?
You handled it very well.
Thank you. Mark is too nice. I was the bad guy. I'm good at being the bad guy, so he was the good guy.
Mark, are they digging up the bike path, or are they putting it beside the bike path?
They're not doing anything until we approve it, or until you approve it, but the easement will be between the bike path and Bowers Avenue, so it's not going to be under the asphalt. But it will be 20 feet wide. Right now it's projected to be 20 feet wide and go from Clements Bridge Road to Smith Lane. So we're trying to get a nice settlement with that, because you are giving up over an acre of usable land. But right now it's grass. But that would limit to what you could do if we ever want to install lights or something like that along the bike path.
Oh, I thought we had lights. Don't we have lights on the bike path?
No.
There's only, Eleanor, a few lights on telephone poles, but that's about it. There's no lights like the ones that we would put up, either decorative or like the ones we did down at the park. But the police department has always felt that if there were additional lights, it would be better for public safety. What I also want to say about this negotiation is the idea is something that's fair and equitable. That, you know, while we want to be helpful to our public utility, it still has to be fair to the residents of Runnemede to own this land. We can't just give it away and then not be able to use it without some kind of compensation to make up for the, like you said, we won't be able to use that land.
Here's the thing. If we give it to them, let them put lights up for us. That's a give and a takeaway.
We tried that.
I don't want to talk about anything negotiations involving money.
Wait a minute.
In this forum.
There's lights on that bike path. It's a public safety issue. So why not ask them to put lights up for us?
Mrs. Kelly, not here.
What?
Okay? Not here.
What? What's not here?
We're talking about a contract that we're negotiating involving money. I don't want to talk about it in here, other than what Mark just said, okay? If you have any questions, contact him directly.
I'll shut up.
I would like to Nick, add something that Dan, you can relax about. Any future lighting and possibility, if we have any challenges, we could do some kind of a solar project back there.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're trying to do is just have a fair deal, and obviously to keep the borough's interest at hand. That's what we're working on. But Mr. Long is correct. We're just doing our best to negotiate with him. Okay.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Real quick. I was coming down East Jam Road today, and across the street where the Domino's is, from the Applebee's and the movie theaters, where that complex is on the other side, there's a lot of big piping down there, and they have a big fenced-in area for work starting. I guess it's East Jam Road coming up here pretty quick. I'm not sure, but it looked like, big sewer pipes. Big pipes like 6-8 feet tall, and a lot of equipment down in there.
What town are you talking about?
In Magnolia, but it's down or Summerdale across from the Applebee's and on East Sham Road, where the movie theaters are and the Walmart, across the street in the empty lot, they put up fencing, and then there's a lot of equipment and supplies down there already. So I imagine they're coming up here pretty quick.
Okay.
I believe that's for the current project that's in Magnolia heading towards Cherry Hill from Burnt Mill Road to right before the White Horse Pike. The county has an active.
About the manhole covers, that's all I was thinking, so.
Yeah, no, the Runnemede portion's not been awarded yet. This is an active project in Magnolia, Lawnside and Cherry Hill.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll move on to proclamation. So we have a proclamation this month. I'm going to give it a read. It says from the Office of the Mayor, proclamation, whereas each year Black History Month is observed in February, and whereas the origins of Black History Month date back to 1915, when Dr. Carter G. Woodson founded the organization known today as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, whereas observing Black History Month provides opportunities to gain a deeper understanding of African American history and acknowledge the centuries of struggles for equality and freedom. And whereas Black History Month also celebrates the achievements and contributions that African Americans have made in shaping our country, society, and communities. Whereas every year the Association for the Study of African American Life and History sets a theme for Black History Month, and the theme for 2022 is Black Health and Wellness, which explores the legacy of not only Black scholars and medical practitioners in Western medicine, but also other ways of knowing birth workers, doulas, midwives, neuropaths, herbalists, etc., throughout the African diaspora. And whereas to participate in observing Black History Month, diaspora, I'm sorry, I said that wrong, diaspora. Black History Month, those interested can visit asalh.org to learn more about the origins of the month, this year's theme, and African American history. Now and therefore, I, Nick Kapados, Mayor of Runnemede, New Jersey, do hereby proclaim February 2022 as Black History Month. Okay, thank you. That was nice. Okay, we're going to do resolutions a little differently tonight, if no one has any objections. I don't necessarily call it a consent agenda, but what we've been doing is sort of a consent agenda. So if anybody has any issues before we get on this, I'm just going to read the titles as I've done in the past, and we'll just vote in a block. I'm going to start off with Resolution 2227. It's a resolution authorizing a shared service agreement between the Borough of Runnemede and the Borough of Magnolia for the mechanical repair and maintenance of municipal vehicles and public works equipment. Resolution 2228 is a resolution confirming 2021 appointments. Is that correct, Joyce? Should it say 2022 appointments?
2022, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a part-time building official. We did have a sickness. One of our employees got sick already, so we do need to have backups. So this will give us an opportunity to have someone who can back up when someone is either sick or out, or even if we just get busy. James Hoffman, substitute building subcode official. Resolution 2229 is a resolution canceling taxes on Block 94, Lot 23, due to 100% disabled veteran application. Resolution 2230 is a resolution authorizing the submission of a strategic plan for the Municipal Alliance Grant for fiscal year 2023. I think myself and I think the chief, we signed that already, as long as council approves this. Resolution 2231 is a resolution authorizing the borough engineer to proceed with the preparing of contract design for Evesham Road, sanitary sewer, and manhole replacement. That's what we were talking about the road being done and getting those done. So at this point, I'll entertain a motion to approve 2227 to 2231.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lovenstein, second by Ms. Passio. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell,
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Lovenstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Passio,
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri,
Yes.
and Mr.
Yes.
Besides.
All right, those resolutions are adopted. We do have one walk-on resolution, and I just want to make sure everyone understands this one. It's 2232. The property owner on 9th Avenue, which is the Richards Group, that piece of land right at the bend of 9th Avenue, they are interested in building a warehouse. They had gotten approval many, many years ago. That approval has expired, so they're starting the process again. And one of the first steps they're required to do is a DEP study. And because the borough has it's either a stormwater or a sewer line going through the property, we have an easement going through the property. And the law says they must notify us before they submit this application. So Mr. Long, Mr. Bayshore, hopefully I'm saying all this properly. So in part of the application, there's a spot for the borough to sign authorizing that we've been notified that they are applying for this permit, for this potential future use as a warehouse. So what I need from council is, once again, this is just the notice to council saying that the borough has an easement going through this property, and we're aware that they're going to be applying for DEP, basically delineation of wetlands, those kind of things, for a potential warehouse. So 2232 is a request of notification from Richards Group, and council approving that notification was received.
2232 is safe and secure.
Oh, did we want to put them out of order?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's 32? I don't have it on my agenda.
it's on the next page.
All right, I must have printed out too early. All right, we'll do 2233, and then we'll jump back to 22 because I'm not explaining it again.
Well, remember we talked about not making it a resolution, just want the mayor to acknowledge receipt of the notification, unless Dan thinks it should be a resolution. What do you think?
No, I mean, as long as I reviewed the information and it appears to be, accurate, as long as it's true and council's aware, it's more of a, doesn't cost us anything. It's just an acknowledgement of something that we already know. You can do a resolution if you want to make it more formalized, but are you required? I don't think so, as long as council assents and gives the mayor permission to move forward with the signature on the application.
Okay, so then let's not call it a resolution. Can we just get a voice vote that everyone is in agreement to, that we acknowledge this notification? All in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed?
Motion? I need a motion.
All in favor. I just said, it's just I wasn't doing a resolution. I was just doing everyone's in agreement that I can sign it. Is that good enough? Dan says yes.
Yeah, it's, Joyce, you just asked for permission and got it, that's all. It's not a resolution. Yeah, just say the council gave mayor the permission via voice vote, that's all. No resolution.
Okay, and then, so then we'll go to 2232, which is signing the Safe and Secure grant. Would someone like to make a motion on that one?
I'll make a motion.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Second by
Richie.
Mr. Piero. Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell,
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein,
Yes.
Ms. Eo,
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri,
Yes.
Mr. Piero.
Yes.
And Mayor, can we go back to the first thing that was listed after the proclamation? We have three used car licenses, just looking for authorization to issue.
Okay, I apologize. There are 3 used car lot license applications that have been received. Belmar Collision. What were the other 2?
Schmidt Auto and Toyota.
Midtown Manor, and all paperwork is in order?
Yep.
The request for approval to the issue. You just want to do an all in favor? Or you want a motion?
All in favor's good.
Okay, all in favor to approve the 3 used car lots?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Right, so the used car lots will be 8. That's good. And then we gotta go to our first reading of the ordinance. Is that correct? Am I in order now? Because I think I have an older agenda.
201.
All right, we have first reading for ordinance 2201 is an ordinance exceeding the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. Once again, to reiterate to everyone on council, I'll go backwards. The cap bank basically says that if we don't raise taxes, we're allowed to keep that off to the side in case we make a mistake. We could do it in a future year, but it does fall off every year, so much falls off. And then the municipal budget appropriation limits allows us to appropriate up to 3.5%. Once again, this is just giving us additional tools. Don't believe we use the appropriations cap often or ever. Don't know, Ms. Straley, do you know if we've ever used it?
I'd have to look back, but I mean, it definitely gives us the option, and they call it a cost of living increase for a reason. So it gives us the ability to have that if we need it.
And that seems good enough. I mean, we've done it every year, and I think it's important to continue to do it. So at this point, is there a motion?
I make a motion to adopt on first reading and advertised according to law, with a public hearing to be held at a meeting on March 1st, 2022, beginning at 7 p.m.
I'll second.
That motion?
All right, well, I think Mr. Ranieri jumped in front of you. Motion by Ms. Patsy, second by Mr. Ranieri. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Passio,
Yes.
Mr. Farrell,
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro,
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
Aye.
Now we have payment of bills. Would someone like to make a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the monthly bills.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Farrell, second by Ms. Kelly. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Passio,
Yes.
Mr. Farrell,
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro,
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
Aye.
The bill should be paid. This is the good and welfare portion of the meeting. But before I go to good and welfare, Pam Polsky or Ms. Straley, did you have anything you wanted to add before we go on to the public?
I just, go ahead, Shel.
Nothing for me, Bill, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, the only thing I have is I spoke to Mr. Tuttle about the sidewalks. If anybody's seen our Facebook page 2 weeks ago, we had Brian Murray in our Sally Port collected all kinds of stuff for the animals, food, blankets, and delivered it. It filled up our pickup truck, so the residents loved it. And then next Wednesday, February 9th, I think it is, I get sworn into the Camden County Police Chiefs Association. So they can continue to our relationships in the county. That's it. Everything else is great.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, please unmute your microphone and just state your name and address. Okay, seeing and hearing no one. Is there a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make a motion.
Close the vote.
I'll
A
second
motion
that.
by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Public portion is closed. We did good. We're a little bit early in the meeting. Was there anything else before we ask for a motion to adjourn?
No, we're good.
In case anybody wants to know about the sign outside, there's, it's not working. They came down today and, I had Optech to my computer and I had, the guy from, MRC and, they think there's a bad, controller. So they ordered a new controller, which is covered under the warranty, not the labor.
Good.
And he's coming back along with a laptop to try to see exactly what's going on, but it's still down.
Okay.
Any idea when that part will be in? Is that on the coast over there in one of them containers, or is that something we'll get?
I have no clue.
All right. Hopefully we have that. Thank you.
Okay. Well, other than that then, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
There a second?
I'll second.
A motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we adjourned at 7:45. Thank you all.